Lord, help me speak the truth today. Good afternoon. I would be good morning, but it's not good morning. Um, my sweet mama's not been feeling very good. Um, so I went over there to be with her a little bit this morning. So that's where I was. I usually come on here and read the Bible in the morning. Um, but it's in the afternoon, and I thought I'd jump on here and do our regular daily Bible reading. We are in Exodus. And I am not no Bible scholar. I am not no expert, so I may pronounce these names wrong. Good morning, good afternoon, Grey Wolf Outdoors. How are you doing today? Um, so we are in chapter 23, and I of Exodus, and I do like to read out of the King James version. Um, that's just me. So if you have your Bible and are able to, you feel free to read along. Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thy hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. Oh, I'm doing good. My mama, not so much. Um, Verse 3 Neither shalt thou countenance a poor man in his cause. If thou meet thy enemy's ox or his ass going astray, thou shalt surely bring it back to him again. If thou see the ass of him that hateth thee lying under his burden, and wouldest forbear to help him, thou shalt surely help with him. Thou shalt not wrest the judgment of thy poor in his cause. Keep thee far from a false matter, and innocent and righteous, and slay thou not, for I will not justify the wicked. And thou shalt take no gift, for the gift blindeth the wise, and pervert the words of the righteous. Also thou shalt not oppress a stranger, for ye know the heart of a stranger, seeing ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. And 6 years thou shalt sow thy land, and shalt gather in the fruits thereof. But the seventh year thou shalt let it rest, and lie still, that the poor of thy people may eat. And what they leave the beasts of the field shall eat. In like manner thou shalt deal with thy vineyard, and with thy olive yard. 6 days thou shalt do thy work, and on the seventh day thou shalt rest, that thy ox and thine ass may rest, and the son of thy handmaid and the stranger may be refreshed. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect, and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. Hello, Rebecca Davis. How are you? 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me in the year. Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days, as I commanded thee, in the time appointed of the month of Abib. For in it thou comest out from Egypt, and none shall appear before me empty. And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labors, which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of ingathering, which is in the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field. 3 times in the year all thy males shall appear before the Lord God. Thou shalt not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leavened bread, neither shall the fat of my sacrifice remain until the morning. The first of the firstfruits of thy land thou shalt bring into the house of the Lord thy God. Thou shalt not seethe a kid in his mother's milk. Behold, I send an angel before thee, to keep thee in the way, and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him, and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice, and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thy enemies, and an adversary unto thy adversaries. For mine angel shall go before thee, and bring thee unto the Amorites, and the Hittites, and the Perizzites, and the Canaanites, and the Hebrites, and the Jebusites, and I will cut them off. I hope I am pronouncing them names right. Thou shalt not bow down to their gods, nor serve them, nor do their works, but thou shalt utterly overthrow them, and quite break down their images. And ye shall serve the Lord your God, and he shall bless thy bread and thy water. And I will take sickness away from the midst of thee. Thou shalt nothing cast their young, nor be the barren in thy land. The number of thy days I will fulfill. And I will send my fear before thee, and will destroy all the people to whom thou shalt come. And I will make all thy enemies turn their backs unto thee. And I will send hornets before thee, which shall drive out the Hivites, and the Canaanites, and the Hittites from before thee. I will not drive them out from before thee in 1 year, unless the land become desolate, and the beasts of the field multiply against thee. By little and little I will drive them out from before thee, until thou be increased and inherit the land. And I will set thy bounds from the Red Sea even unto the sea of the Philistines, and from the desert unto the river, for I will deliver the inhabitants of the land into your hand, and thou shalt drive them out before thee. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor with their gods. They shall not dwell in thy land, lest they make thee sin against me. For if thou serve their gods, it will surely be a snare unto thee. Chapter 24. And he said unto Moses, come up upon the Lord, thou and Aaron and Nadab and Abihu, and the 70 other elders of Israel, and worship ye afar off. And Moses alone shall come near the Lord, but they shall not come nigh, neither shall the people go up with him. And Moses came and told the people all the words of the Lord, and all the judgments, and all the people answered with one voice, and said, all the words which the Lord hath said will we do. And Moses wrote all the words of the Lord, and rose up early in the morning, and built an altar under the hill, and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings and oxen unto the Lord. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read it in the audience of the people. And they said, all that the Lord hath said will we do, and be obedient. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people, and said, behold the blood of the covenant which the Lord hath made with you concerning all these words. Then went up Moses and Aaron and Nadab and Abihu, I hope I'm pronouncing them names right, and 70 of the elders of Israel. And they saw the God of Israel, and there was under his feet as it were a paved work as of sapphire stone, and as it were the body of heaven in its clearness. And upon the nobles of the children of Israel he laid not his hand. Also they saw God, and did eat and drink. And the Lord said unto Moses, come up to me unto the mount, and be there, and I will give thee tables of stone, and a law and commandments, which I have written, that thou mayest teach them. And Moses rose up, and his minister Joshua, and Moses went up into the mount of God. And he said unto the elders, tarry ye here for us, until we come again unto you. And behold, Aaron and Hur are with you. If any man have any matters to do, let him come unto them. And Moses went up into the mount, and a cloud covered the mount. And the glory of the Lord abode upon Mount Sinai, and the cloud covered it 6 days. And the 7th day he called unto Moses out into the other midst of the cloud. And the sight of the glory of the Lord was like a devouring fire on top of the mount in the eyes of the children of Israel. And Moses went into the midst of the cloud, and got him up into the mount. And Moses was in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. Chapter 25. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, that they bring me an offering. Of every man that giveth it willingly with his heart, ye shall take my offering. And this is the offering which ye shall take of them: gold, silver, and brass, and blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine linen, and goat's hair, and ram skins dyed red, and badger skins, and shittim wood, oil for the light, and spices for anointing oil, and for sweet incense, oxen, stones, and stones to be set in the ephod and in the breastplate. And let them make me a sanctuary, that I may dwell among them, according to all that I show thee, after the pattern of the tabernacle, and the pattern of all the instruments thereof, even so shall ye make it. And they shall make an ark of shittim wood, 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and a cubit and a half of breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half the height thereof. And thou shalt overlay it with pure gold. Within and without shalt thou overlay it, and shall make upon it a crown of gold round about. And thou shalt cast 4 rings of gold for it, and put them in the 4 corners thereof, and 2 rings shall be in one side of it, and 2 rings in the other side of it. And thou shalt make staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold. And thou shalt put the staves into the rings by the sides of the ark, that the ark may be borne with them. The staves shall be in the rings of the ark, they shall not be taken from it. And thou shalt put into the ark the testimony which I shall give thee. And thou shalt make a mercy seat of pure gold, 2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and a cubit and a half in the breadth thereof. And they shall make 2 cubits, 2 cherubs of gold, of beaten work shall thou make them, and the 2 ends of the mercy seat. And make 1 cherub on one end, and the other cherub on the other end. Even of the mercy seat shall ye make the cherubs on the 2 ends thereof. And the cherubs shall stretch forth their wings on high, covering the mercy seat with their wings, and their faces shall look one to another toward the mercy seat of the faces of the cherubs be. And thou shalt put the mercy seat above upon the ark, and in the ark thou shalt put the testimony that I shall give thee. And there I will meet with thee, and I will commune with thee from above the mercy seat, and between the 2 cherubs which are upon the ark of the testimony of all things which I will give thee in commandment unto the children of Israel. Thou shalt also make a table of shittim wood. 2 cubits shall be the length thereof, and a cubit of the breadth thereof, and a cubit and a half of the height thereof. And thou shalt overlay it with pure gold, and make thereto a crown of gold around about. And thou shalt make unto a border of a handbreadth around about, and thou shalt make a golden crown to the border thereof round about. And thou shalt make for it 4 rings of gold, and put the rings in the 4 corners that are on the 4 feet thereof. Over against the border shall the rings be for the places of the staves to bear the table. And thou shalt make the staves of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold, and the table may be borne with them. And thou shalt make the dishes thereof, and spoons thereof, and covers thereof, and bowls thereof to cover withal. Of pure gold shalt thou make them. And thou shalt set upon the table showbread before me always. And thou shalt make a candlestick of pure gold, of beaten work shall the candlestick may be, his shaft and his branches, his bowls, his knobs and his flowers shall be the same. And 6 branches shall come out of the sides of it, 3 branches of the candlestick out of one side, and 3 branches of the candlestick out of the other side. And 3 bowls made like unto almonds, with a knob and a flower in one branch, and 3 bowls made like almonds in the other branch, with a knob and a flower, so in the 6 branches that come out of the candlestick. Gotta get me a little squirg of Pepsi. And in the candlestick shall be 4 bowls made like unto almonds, with their knobs and their flowers. And there shall be a knob under 2 branches of the same, and a knob under 2 branches of the same, and a knob under 2 branches of the same, according to the 6 branches that proceeded out of the candlestick. Their knobs and their branches shall be the same. All it shall be one beaten work of pure gold. And thou shalt make the 7 lamps thereof, and they shall light the 7 lamps, shall light the lamps thereof, that they may give light over against it. And the tongs thereof, and the snuff dishes thereof shall be of pure gold. Of a talent of pure gold shall he make it with all these vessels. and look that thou make them after their pattern which was shown thee in the mount. Chapter 26. Moreover, thou shalt make the tabernacle with 10 curtains of fine twined linen, and blue, and purple, and scarlet, with cherubims of cunning work thou shalt make them. The length of one curtain shall be 28 cubits, and the breadth of one curtain 4 cubits, and every one of the curtains shall make one measure. The 5 curtains shall be coupled together one to another, and the other 5 curtains shall be coupled to one to another. And thou shalt make loops of blue upon the edge of the one curtain, and from the selvage, from the selvage in the coupling, and likewise shalt thou make in the othermost edge of another curtain, in the coupling of the second. 50 loops shalt thou make in the one curtain, and 50 loops shall thou make in the edge of the curtain that is in the coupling of the second. That the loops may take hold one of another. And thou shalt make 50 taches of gold, and couple the curtains together with the taches. It shall be one tabernacle. And thou shalt make curtains of goat's hair to be covering upon the tabernacle. 11 curtains shalt thou make. The length of one curtain shall be 30 cubits, and the breadth of one curtain 4 cubits, and 11 curtains shall be all of one measure. And thou shalt couple 5 curtains by themselves, and 6 curtains by themselves, and shall double the 6 curtains in the forefront of the tabernacle. And thou shalt make 50 loops on the edge of the one curtain that is outmost in the coupling, and 50 loops in the edge of the curtain which coupled the second. And thou shalt make 50 taches of brass, and put the taches into the loops, and couple the tent together, that it may be one. And the remnant that remained of the curtains of the tent, the half curtain that remains, shall hang over the backside of the tabernacle, and a cubit on the one side, and a cubit on the other side of that which remain in the length of the curtains of the tent. It shall hang over the sides of the tabernacle on this side and on that side to cover it. And thou shalt make a covering for the tent of rams' skins dyed red, and a covering above of badger skins. And thou shalt make the boards of the tabernacle of shittim wood standing up. 10 cubits shall be the length of the board, and a cubit and a half shall be the breadth of one board. 2 tenons shall there be in one board, not set in another one against another. Thus shall make for all the boards of the tabernacle. And thou shalt make the boards of the tabernacle 20 boards on the southward. And thou shalt make 40 sockets of silver under the 20 boards, 2 sockets under one board for his 2 tenons, and 2 sockets under another board for his 2 tenons. And for the second side of the tabernacle on the north side there shall be 20 boards, and there are 40 sockets of silver, 2 sockets under one board, and 2 sockets under another board. And the sides of the tabernacle westward thou shalt make 6 boards. And the 2 boards shall thou make for the corners of the tabernacle and the 2 sides, and they shall be coupled together beneath, and they shall be coupled together above the head of it unto one ring. Thus shall it be for them both. They shall be for the 2 corners. And they shall be 8 boards, and their sockets of silver, 16 sockets, 2 sockets under one board, and 2 sockets under another board. And thou shalt make boards of shittim wood, 5 for the boards on one side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars of the boards on the other side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards of the side of the tabernacle for the 2 sides westward. And in the middle bar in the midst of the boards shall reach from end to end, and thou shalt overlay the boards with gold, and make their rings of gold. For places for the bars, and thou shalt overlay the bars with gold. And thou shalt rear up the tabernacle according to the fashion thereof, which was shown thee in the mount. And thou shalt make a veil of blue and purple and scarlet and fine twined linen of cunning work. With cherubs shall it be made. and thou shalt hang it upon the 4 pillars of shittim wood, overlaid with gold, and their hooks shall be of gold upon the 4 sockets of silver. And thou shalt hang up the veil under the taches that thou mayst bring in there thither within the veil the ark of the testimony, and the veil shall be divided unto you between the holy place and the most holy. And thou shalt put the mercy seat upon the ark of the testimony in the most holy place. And thou shalt set the tabernacle without the veil, and the candlestick over against the table on the side of the tabernacle toward the south and north, towards the south, and thou shalt put the table on the north side. And thou shalt make a hanging for the door of the tent of blue and purple, and scarlet and fine twined linen wrought with needlework. And thou shalt make for the hanging of 5 pillars of shittim wood, and overlay them with gold. And their hooks shall be of gold, and thou shalt cast 5 sockets of brass upon them. For them, I mean. We are on chapter 27. Let me look real quick. I may stop at chapter 27. We'll just have to wait and see where we are at the very end. So we are on chapter 27, Exodus. And thou shalt make an altar of shittim wood, 5 cubits long, and 5 cubic boards. The altar shall be 4 square, and the height thereof shall be 3 cubits. And thou shalt make the horns of it upon the 4 corners thereof. His horns shall be of the same, and thou shalt overlay it with brass. And thou shalt make his pans to receive his ashes, and his shovels, and his basins, and his flesh hooks, and his fire pans, all the vessels thereof shalt thou make of brass. And thou shalt make for it a grate of network of brass, and upon the net shalt thou make 4 brazen rings in the 4 corners thereof. And thou shalt put it under the compass of the altar beneath them, that the net may be even to the midst of the altar. And thou shalt make staves for the altar, staves of shittim wood, and with overlay them with brass. And the staves shall be put into the rings, and the staves shall be upon 2 sides of the altar to bear it. Hollow with boards shalt thou make it, as it was shown thee in the mound, so shall they make it. And thou shalt make the court of the tabernacle for the south side southward shall be hangings for the court of fine twined linen for 100 cubits long for one side. And the 20 pillars thereof, and the 20 sockets shall be of brass, and the hooks of the pillars, and the fillets shall be of silver. And likewise for the north side in the length there shall be hangings of 100 cubits long, and its 20 pillars, and their 20 sockets of brass, and the hooks of the pillars, and their fillets of silver. And for the breadth of the court on the west side shall be hangings of 50 cubits, and their pillars 10, and their sockets 10. And the breadth of the court on the east side eastward shall be 50 cubits. The hangings of one side of the gate shall be 15 cubits, their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. And on the other side shall be hangings 15 cubits, their pillars 3, and their sockets 3. And for the gate of the court shall be a hanging of 20 cubits of blue, purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen wrought with needlework. And their pillars shall be 4, and their sockets 4. And all the pillars around about the court shall be filleted with silver. Their hooks shall be of silver, and their sockets of brass. The length of the court shall be 100 cubits, and the breadth 50 everywhere, and the height 5 cubits of fine twined linen, and their sockets of brass. All the vessels of the tabernacle, and all the service thereof, and all the pins thereof, and all the pins of the court shall be of brass. And thou shalt command the children of Israel that they bring thee pure oil, olive, beaten for the light, to cause the lamp to burn always. In the tabernacle of the congregation without the veil, which is before the testimony, Aaron and his sons shall order it from evening to morn before the Lord. It shall be a statute forever unto their generations on the behalf of the children of Israel. So that is chapter, we're on, next chapter is 28. know if I'm able to. Let's go ahead and read 28 and then we'll stop before we get to 29. Um, and take thou unto thee Aaron thy brother and his sons with him, and among the children of Israel, that ye may minister unto me in the priest's office, even as Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, Elzer, and Ishamar, Aaron's son. I hope I pronounced those names right. And thou shalt make holy garments for Aaron thy brother, for glory and for beauty. And thou shalt speak unto all that are wise hearted, whom I have filled with the spirit of wisdom, that they may make Aaron's garments to consecrate him, that he may minister unto me in the priest office. And these are the garments which shall make they shall make a breastplate and an ephod and a robe and broidered coat, a mitre and a girdle, and they shall make holy garments for Aaron thy brother and his sons, that he may minister unto me in the priest's office. And they shall take gold and blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen, and they shall make the ephod of gold, of blue, and of purple, of scarlet, and of fine twined linen with a cunning work. It shall have the two shoulder pieces thereof joined at the two edges thereof, and so it shall be joined together. And the curious girdle of the ephod which is upon it shall be the same, according to the work thereof, even of gold, of scarlet, of blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen. Thou shalt take 2 ox stones, and grave it on them the names of the children of Israel, 6 of their names on one stone, and the other 6 names of the rest on the other stone, according to their birth. And with the work of an engraver in stone, like the engravings of a signet, shalt thou engrave the 2 stones with the names of the children of Israel. Thou shalt make them to be set in ouches of gold. And thou shalt put the 2 stones upon the shoulders of the ephod for stones of memorial unto the children of Israel. And Aaron shall bear their names before the Lord upon his 2 shoulders for a memorial. And thou shalt make ouches of gold, and 2 chains of pure gold at the ends of wreathen work shalt thou make them, and fasten to the wreathen chains to the ouches. And thou shalt make the breastplate of the judgment with cunning work after the work of the ephod. Thou shalt make it of gold, of blue, and of purple, and of scarlet, and of fine twined linen shalt thou make it. 4 it shall be in double, a span shall be the length thereof, and a span shall be the breadth thereof. And thou shalt set in it settings of stones, even 4 rows of stones. The first row shall be a sardius, a topaz, and a carbuncle. This shall be the first row. And the second row shall be an emerald, a sapphire, and a diamond. And the third row, a ligure, and an agate, and an amethyst. And the fourth row, a beryl, and an oxen, and jasper. They shall be set in gold in their enclosings. And the stone shall be with the names of the children of Israel, 12, according to their names, like the engraver of the signet. Every one with his name shall they be according to the 12 tribes. And thou shalt make upon the breastplate chains of the ends of wreathen work of pure gold. And thou shalt make upon the breastplate 2 rings of gold, and thou shalt put the 2 rings on the 2 ends of the breastplate. And thou shalt put the 2 wreathen chains of gold in the 2 rings which are on the ends of the breastplate. On the other 2 ends of the 2 wreathen chains thou shalt fasten in the 2 aunches, and put them on the shoulder pieces of the ephod before it. And thou shalt make 2 rings of gold, and thou shalt put them upon the 2 ends of the breastplate, and the border thereof, which is in the side of the ephod inward. And the 2 rings of gold shall make, and shall put them on the 2 sides of the ephod underneath, toward the forepart thereof, over against the other coupling thereof, above the curious girdle of the ephod. Ephod. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I really do. And they shall bind the breastplate by the rings thereof unto the rings of the ephod with the lace of blue, and that it may be above the curious girdle of the ephod, and that the breastplate may be not loosened from the ephod. And Aaron shall bear the names of the children of Israel in the breastplate of judgment upon his heart, when he goeth in unto the holy place for a memorial before the Lord continually. And thou shalt put in the breastplate of judgment the Urim and the Thummim, and they shall be upon Aaron's heart when he goeth in before the Lord. And Aaron shall bear the judgment of the children of Israel upon his heart before the Lord continually. And thou shalt make the robe of the ephod all of blue. And there shall be a hole in the top of it, in the midst thereof. It shall have a binding of woven work around about the whole of it, as it were the whole of a habergeon, that it be not rented. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And beneath upon the hem of it thou shalt make pomegranates of blue and of purple and of scarlet round about the hem thereof, and bells of gold between them around about, a golden bell and a golden bell and a pomegranate upon the hem of the robe around about. And it shall be upon Aaron to minister, and his sound shall be heard when he goeth in unto the holy place before the Lord, and when he cometh out, that he die not. And thou shalt make a plate of pure gold, and engrave upon it like the engravings to the signet, holiness to the Lord. And thou shalt put it on a blue lace, that it may be upon the mitre, upon the forefront of the mitre it shall be. And it shall be upon Aaron's forehead, that Aaron may bear the iniquity of the holy things which the children of Israel shall hallow in all their holy gifts, and it shall be always upon his forehead, that they may be accepted before the Lord. And thou shalt embroider thou the coat of the fine linen, and thou shalt make the mitre of fine linen, and thou shalt make the girdle of the needlework. And for Aaron's sons thou shalt make coats, and thou shalt make for them girdles and bonnets shall thou make for them for glory and for beauty. And thou shalt put them upon Aaron thy brother and his sons with him, and shalt anoint him and consecrate them and sanctify them, that they may minister unto me in the priest's office. And thou shalt make them linen breeches to cover their nakedness on thy loins, even unto the thighs they shall reach, and they shall be upon Aaron and upon his sons. And when they come in unto the tabernacle, lost my place. Tabernacle. And they shall be upon Aaron and upon his sons when they come in unto the tabernacle of the congregation, or when they come near unto the altar to minister in the holy place, that they may bear not iniquity. Oh, I can't pronounce that word. I am sorry. And die. It shall be a statute forever unto him and his seed after him. And I am going to stop right there. Tomorrow we will read chapter 29. And it will probably be in the afternoon. But anywho, like every time I come on here at the ending, I like to pray. And so if y'all don't mind, bow your heads. And unless you're driving, if you're driving, please don't bow your heads. Or working with heavy machinery, please don't bow your heads. So, Lord, please make my mama feel better. I pray you put your healing arms around here, put your healing touch on her, make her feel better, make her have an appetite. And Lord, please be with all those others that are in the same situation, that they just yucky and no fever, but just feel yucky. Please put your healing arms around them as well. Lord, I want you to be with everybody that's in the hospital right now, that are sick, that are dying. No matter what they're dying from. I know we're all going to die one day, but Lord, please put your healing arms around them. Put your comforting arms around their families. And Lord, please be with everybody today as we go along our evening, what we do during the evening. And Lord, please be with, I pray for our president. I pray for our country. I pray for our world. I pray you get the evil out, Lord. You know what the evil is. So, amen. Amen. Well, I shall see y'all later, and God bless.